Just a quick update on GME's liquidity today and the positioning in the open interest. As we can see here, the 4-hour has started to drop. The liquidity started to tighten. The last time that it was probably similar is back here in about the 19th of October. We might still see a little bit of reduction in price, but I don't think that it's going to drop outside of this high volume node here. I think that, judging by the hedging, it'll stay above that sort of $27 price range, 26. Don't be quite surprised unless we saw a big market pullback. Let's just have a look at the why I think that here. We'll just close this down. This here is the this is GME. This is the longer dated options. They've started to stabilize. Orange here is an increase, blue is a decrease. We're just starting to see a few of the long data options increase. Let's just have a quick look and see if there's any sold calls there that are decreasing. No, sold calls pretty much the same. If we go into one of the shorter time periods, the front always is more interesting in trading. If we go out, we had a look at this yesterday, we can see here that the sold calls, this patch of sold calls has evaporated. Let's just see if that's right. See if I'm talking garbage here. Just put the whole thing on. Yeah, you can see we've had a huge reduction in these calls out wide. I would say that they're sold calls ending at the end of the month, haven't been rolled. As we've bottomed out, so we'll just switch back down and just look at that zone. This zone here in the is basically where we can see the hedging. Hedges like that sort of 0.8 delta. They like this period here. We can see that this is a couple of individual traders here, but you can see here with this longer term hedging, this has lightened up a little bit. They've gone from the top. This is the very top. This was the 7th, and it's reduced right down to 9 from the 27 was there. Again, we're seeing a little bit more short dated stuff starting to appear there, and we can see we haven't really lost too much of the strength in the gamma there. The gamma is pretty much the same. Just have one more look at that. We see the gamma starting to increase. Oh, it's decreased a little bit today, but it's pretty much the same in the gamma. Just go back to those other charts, and we can see if we just do a quick overlay here. I'm just going to put in the dispersion index by CBOE, and we'll just put over the top. We'll just put GME over the top. Actually, might just move it down one layer. Existing pattern. So again, we can see that GME tends to do better when we're getting that dispersion happening, and we're not getting the dispersion happening at the moment because it's happening out there in the Mag 7 while there's all the grifting going on. So I think that we've probably flattened out here. There's no active hedging, or not a great deal of active hedging, and we're stuck in that high volume node. I don't like the IV dropping so low. IV is a good sign of illiquidity, but we could see back in the 4-hour. If we went into the 4-hour, we can see that in the 4-hour that we had this. We've had it start to drop. In the day, it's still, we're up in a high zone, but that doesn't really mean anything. We can drop quite quickly from a high zone. We can drop quite quickly back into illiquidity. We've seen it happen a couple of times here. We are quite long in the tooth in this action, but I don't think that it's dropped off yet. It's just a little bit more than we'd like, but here we can see through this period it's quite a liquid. It hasn't really left that a liquid period. It's gone up a little bit, but not a great deal. So there's been a little bit of accumulation there, and if we just very quickly, I don't want to hold anyone too long on this, but if we just had a look, we can see that in here, you can see this is the IV. That's what I was looking at. Just knock out that gamma so make it a little bit clearer. You can see that the IV has actually gone below or to its lowest period that we saw here. But this is this little bit of accumulation that we can see here. This little bit of DPI here is way over what is needed for the hedging, and we can tell that if we put in the ND buy, we can see that even though the price is static, the buy signal is going up. Very smart little buy signal there working, helping us decide when is a good time for entry. You see it told us there it was a good time for entry. Let's quickly go back to this other screen. So the 4 hours looking pretty good. If you're wondering what time's a good entry time, I suppose sometime in the next few days, but I'd be watching that dispersion index by CBOE, the DSPX. The DSPX, that is telling us how dispersion is being spread around at the moment. It's the vol is long vol, and it's going into the Mag 7. Thank you very much for the daily update.